I haven't been this excited over a palette in I don't know how long. It's a music box too, but wait, there's more. Here's a look that I already did with the palette. Look at that gold, look at it. Let's do some cool tones this time. Let's start with this shade and we're gonna tap that here and here. We're going to ever so lightly connect it right through here. Notice that I'm going above my crease. Grab a little bit of this shade on the side of the brush and we'll start to tap that above the first color we laid down. Now, what I really need you to do here is trust the process. Now we're adding dimension. Let's grab some of the black. We're gonna place that here and here, but we don't wanna bring it up too high. Clean up through here with some white eyeshadow base. Let's grab this shade and we're gonna apply it here and here. Same brush, grab this shade. That's going through the center. A little bit of black across the lash line. Let's grab a black eye pencil, go from here and here, leave the middle open. So I just applied foundation. I'm taking the tiniest amount. I'm gonna take it through here. And once there's hardly any product left, I'm gonna melt this in across the top part of the eyeshadow. Add a little bit of silver to the waterline. Take the pencil out of the waterline here and a little here. Back with the white eyeshadow base, same color we did on our lid and through the center. Warm up the face with the shade Grande. Ooh, that's pretty. Press it into the forehead and of course the jawline. And we're gonna use this shade here for our blush. I'm gonna apply this pretty high on the cheekbone for some added lift. Last but not least, this for our inner corner. Press that right there. I'm gonna connect a little bit of this blush just to the outer part of the eye. And this is the finished look. Is it pricey? Absolutely. But my goodness, it's spicy. Stay tuned if you want to see more looks created. Trust for this look because I'm going to be using a white base. So I'm going to look absolutely terrifying for most of this look. The one I'm using today is actually from City Color. A little bit came out, so just pop that on there. Perfect. Let me find a brush and we'll just work this in. We'll work it in from our lid to our brow bone. Now, while I'm working this in, let me explain to you what a white eyeshadow base does. Now, all skin tones can wear it because remember, it's going to be completely covered. It's not a foundation, it's not a concealer. But what it's going to do is it's going to make this blue be the exact... Okay, but wait on this. We're going to use this for the mattes. Look at this. This is from Scott Barnes. Look at how many shadows. Wait. Judah, quit messing with that box, you bad kitty. Look at this. It just keeps going. Oh my god, we're gonna be using this all week. This here is pretty magical. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna be using the mattes, and let's start with this shade. What am I doing? This is my first tutorial. Let's start with this shade. And I'm gonna go ahead and press that through here. Notice I brought it up a little bit higher than my natural crease, actually quite a bit higher. So I'm just gonna keep on. That's nice and smooth and pigmented. That's beautiful. Don't worry about any of this creasing. We're nowhere near to that part of the tutorial. For right now, we're just gonna start building up our crease. I also want you to notice that I went ahead and I winged out this part. Now I'm gonna start to tap just to kind of move it where I want it. Now let's grab this shade right here. This is a big old palette. This is so much fun to me though. And I'm gonna take this and start to tap it right above the first shade that we laid down. Really take your time with this. Press it into the first shade, and then from there we're just kind of bringing it upwards. And as you start to tap upwards, that shadow is going to start to transition. You can see it. And you see it doesn't take forever, but it does take a little bit than just going in there and sweeping it back and forth, but a lot of times that can lead to over blending. Now I'm going to grab Embrace and I switch my brush. I'm going to take that and tap that right above, but not all the way to the brow bone, just to kind of smooth that out a little bit. Then I'm going to pick up this shade Dreamy, and that is what's going to set our brow bone. I still want to use the blue, and I feel like a big whopping traitor for not using it, but there's so many magical colors here. I'm actually going to do an eye here, and I feel like my DMs have went wild. Yes, I know this is a spiced price. I know. Now, this is kind of magical. 2 different colors, and I feel like showing you, you'll be like, got it. I'm starting to understand this. For me, I used to just go in with like the darkest color and then it would get all messy. So the next shade we're gonna grab is this one right here. See how that's gonna be darker? But then after that, we're gonna go into a little bit of the black. So that should make sense. Again. So just kind of press that in. Okay, so now, I'm telling you, this palette has me wild. I want to grab the black shade, but I kind of want to take this away from being a complete cut crease. So I'm just going to take the black. Let me make sure this eyeshadow base is nice and smooth. And we'll just kind of carve out half of it. The black. It's so good. It's so good. Black eyeshadow is so hard and this is so good. This is definitely going to be a holiday look. I just switched brushes and I'm going to take the same black shade all the way over here. We'll bring it over to about right there, and then I'm just going to wipe my brush off on Sheila. It's just a towel. It's not damp. It's not microfiber. She's just a towel. But don't tell her that. She's very special. And you can see I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just kind of smooth it out and clean it up. So I decided I'm going to do a gold base first. And by gold base, I mean this shade. So I'm going to grab it with my finger, just to kind of smooth it out on the lid, and then I'm going to grab this brush right here, pick up that same shade, and just kind of do the detail work. Now it's the little things that make a difference. We're going to go back into that very first shade, and I'm going to melt the gold into the black with this shade. Things like this just make everything look so. Before we add any glitter, I'm actually going to grab a liner, and I'm not really going to do a wing liner, but I do want to fill in my lash line here because we are going to be wearing. Sure that we're not going to need a mixing medium, and I'm just going to place this to about here and bring it all the way over. Yeah, that's the spice right there. Before we add any glitter, I'm actually going to grab a liner, and I'm not really going to do a wing liner, but I do want to fill in my lash line here because we are going to be wearing falsies. But we'll let the shadow be the wing. I just spent the last 10 minutes, really like 15 minutes, looking for this lash, only to find this lash on Jean Bean. It had fallen on Jean Bean. Okay, so let's pop on this other lash here. These are Sweetheart, Faux Sweetheart from Lava Beauty. Ooh, there's some holiday spice. Okay, so I bought this a couple months ago, and I was a little bit too dark for it at the moment, but we're kind of wintry these days. I haven't really even seen the light of day. And I remember liking it, but it's so hard to like a foundation when it's not your right shade, because then you're just like, what the heck? This is all terrible. Yeah, that looks so much better. It might be a little hair too light still, just a hair, but we're still going to bronze, and we'll use a cream bronzer today. This one is so beautiful. I think it'll be fun to maybe compare this to one of my other high-end foundations. Maybe the Tom Ford one. Oh, I ordered that ridiculously expensive foundation that Michaela used. So I thought she was using this one, the matte one, but she was using the illuminating one, and that's even more expensive, $150. These are the things Michaela does to me. So it's not oxidizing, but as it dries down, I feel like it did adjust a lot better. So, but back in July, this one was a no-go. Now we're going to take a little bit of the foundation on the back of our hand, and because I have on a white eyeshadow base, we definitely need to melt that in. I had a little bit too much there. What you saw me do is wipe it on the palm of my hand, that way I didn't add any more, and I can just kind of tap that in. Just a little tiny amount. But we do need to definitely melt in the white eyeshadow base. Let's grab our Beauty Creations concealer. Y'all know I've been loving this one. And even though I have black eyeshadow on, I don't think I'm gonna have to worry about any kind of color corrector. And the reason why is because this one, for me, has the perfect amount of peach. So once it's melted in, it's not gonna make my under eyes look orange, but it really does cancel out. I love this one, but if you need a corrector, they actually have new correctors that they came out with as well. They ran away, but I love them. But for right now, that's going to be enough. Look how nice that looks. So I'm in the mood for cream bronzers. I switch back and forth all the time. This one is one of my favorites. It's from Danessa Myricks. It's the Contour Balm. I'm just making sure. It's either Balm Contour or Contour Balm. We'll find it. I am going to be using the shade Light 2. It just melts in so beautifully. I don't have any powder on my face because I really want to ensure that this is just going to completely melt in. How pretty that is. It just kind of keeps going to. And then of course we'll go underneath here. No matter what, cream bronzers, they can kind of get away from you. So I always like to kind of go back over everything with my foundation brush and just kind of melt that in. Go ahead and set my under eye with my Givenchy powder. And actually, once I get done here, I'm going to film with this. I've been getting a lot of questions about this, the Givenchy highlighter, so I'm going to do a video about it. So I think we're going to do a darker lip. This is the Huda Lip Contour 2.0 in Very Berry. Don't worry about this being too perfect. So now I applied this Givenchy lipstick. This color is so gorgeous. And this is the shade N18, but I'm gonna take a lip brush and I'm taking the lipstick and I'm just really gonna kind of push it towards the lip liner. The lip liner is so dark that if we cover it a little bit, it's gonna be fine. But this will give us a little bit more perfected shape. And I highly recommend a lip brush. I don't have a favorite one. This one isn't my favorite, but lip brushes, they're needed. All right. We're done. I'm gonna go film with the highlighter that I already lost. This one, I'm gonna go film this. It's pretty spicy. If y'all are into some highlights, this one's real pretty. I can't wait for you to see the video. I love you all so much. Get ready for some more spicy looks this week. Lots of holiday goodness coming your way. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the comments tonight. The face powder we know and love, but let me show you the new highlighter. Now, if you love highlighters, I might suggest you add this one to your collection. Make sure the shades are mixed together. So a lot of times you'll see highlighter being used with a big fluffy brush. I like to use a tiny one. Make sure it's even on the brush. Now get ready for the glow. Look at how beautiful that is. Notice that I'm going to press it in too. Pressing gives you more control. We don't want to highlight too far under here or too far down here. Let's highlight the brow bone. This highlighter right here, it's kind of made me fall back in love with highlighter.